There are guns that quickly fly off the shelves as soon as they hit the market, and then there are some that remain on shelves even for years, and nobody seems to buy those. Why? Are those overly priced, or maybe they are unreliable and cannot be trusted? Whatever the reason, let's quickly look at some of the shotguns nobody seems to want and discover what exactly is the reason behind this. Number 8. Fabarm STF2. When you first look at the Fabarm STF2, it looks as if it won't stay on the shelves for long, but in reality, it ends up sitting there untouched for months or even years. Compared to many other pump-action shotguns, it is much heavier, which is a real challenge when carrying for longer periods. This heavy weight also contributes to intense recoil, so if you want a smooth shooting experience, this is definitely not ideal. The shotgun looks tough at first glance, but when you take it in your hands, you will notice it has a lot of plastic. Several things like the pump handle, rail attachments, and even the internal pins are made using cheap plastic, which often cracks. The shotgun is also overly priced, and when you pay that amount, you definitely expect top-tier performance and reliability, which you are not actually getting. And if you are in a hurry while loading this shotgun, there's a chance the shell doesn't sit properly, causing all those other shells to jam, which is definitely not ideal when you are in the middle of the shooting. There have also been reports of the top rail loosening up after a few rounds, so users have to tighten it again and again just to keep it secure. And the worst part, some parts of this shotgun fall under NFA restrictions and have limited compatibility with American components. So if you are planning to customize it the way you want, forget it. You are stuck with what this shotgun offers. So, yes, now it makes sense why Fabarm STF2 is getting left behind. Number 7. Cobra Terminator. Ever wondered why everyone walks right past Cobra Terminator without a second glance? Let's have a look. First off, it's one of the most painful guns to shoot with a recoil that will punish your shoulder. The entire barrel slams backward into a fixed firing pin to launch the shell, which is one of the reasons why most of the shooters are ignoring it. And with its open bolt system, you have to manually remove each shell instead of automatically ejecting it, which further complicates the process to an already miserable shooting experience. It also has a weird firing system that doesn't even shoot when you pull the trigger. It's all about your luck. You never know if it will shoot or not. The shotgun has a terrible build quality and is made using cheap materials, making it less durable to withstand heavy use. Think it can't get worse? You are wrong. The Cobra Terminator comes with a folding stock, which is a good thing, but that same stock collapses in between sessions, especially under harsh recoil when using heavier loads. Not only this, it's also one of the most uncomfortable shotguns you'll ever pick up. The design feels so unbalanced, especially if you're using it for more than a few minutes. And since this shotgun only holds one shell at a time, you can't use it in critical situations because reloading isn't quick either. It takes time to reload, which is definitely not something you can do quickly under pressure. So whoever thought to pick this gun up in the first place has left it on shelves due to these reasons. Number 6. JTS M12 AK. When you spot the JTS M12 AK, you will probably think you found the perfect AK style shotgun until you look a little closer and it starts to show all the issues. This thing uses detachable magazines, which sounds great, but they don't always fit the way they should. Sometimes they are loose, and at times they don't feed shells properly. Reliability is another concern, and it's known to face constant cycling issues and jamming, especially with lighter loads. The shotgun is also picky about the ammunition, so you cannot feed it everything you want. And yes, if you're looking for something lightweight and maneuverable, you would definitely not want this shotgun. It's bulky, weighing around 10 pounds and almost 40 inches long. Looking at the internals, it doesn't look like a well-finished firearm. You will find rough components with sharp edges, which doesn't get your things moving smoothly. Talking about its 4-position adjustable gas system, it sounds like a great feature, but if you don't tune it perfectly, get ready for failures and cycling issues. The magazine is also not smooth and takes some extra effort to fix. And if you are not very much into maintaining your weapon, the JTSM-12AK is not your piece of cake. It rusts easily, so you need to oil it constantly to keep it in a top-notch condition. Sure, it has that tactical look and comes at a reasonable price point, but it is something that needs patience, which most shooters don't have. That is why many shooters walk past it, leaving it on shelves.
That wasn't me.
Number 5. Winchester 1400. Ready for a shotgun that looks great on the rack but just not worth buying? That's the Winchester 1400. It runs on a gas-operated piston system which needs continuous cleaning to function properly. Missed cleaning it and it will refuse to cycle shells. Sure, it's lightweight, but it's not a balanced firearm. You can use it for a few shots, but it is definitely not ideal for a full-day shooting. One of the most significant issues with the Winchester 1400 is its durability, which made use of cheaper and used plastic, especially in its magazine throat. While this material can resist normal hunting use, it doesn't hold repeated loading and unloading. Some shooters even complain about its loose screws and ejection issues, making it more unreliable. And if you are not a fan of cleaning, you might not want this. It has a habit of jamming, especially as the recoil spring wears down over time. And you can't just get it fixed either because the aftermarket parts for this are pretty limited. Who would want to fight with their weapon more often rather than enjoying shooting? So this shotgun is just for those who are ready to give it regular cleaning, which most of the shooters don't. And that's exactly why it keeps collecting dust on the shelves. Number 4. Remington 887 Nitro Mag. The Remington 887 Nitro Mag is one of the most rugged firearms you will ever see. It has that armor-locked finish that, if tossed from the mountain, can still survive the damage. But look at it a little deeply, and you will know why it's still sitting on shelves. The 887 Nitro Mag is reported to have frequent jams and ejection failures, making it more of a problem than a help. There have also been reports of the action lockup, which makes it impossible to chamber a round. Handling is not great either. It's super heavy, which makes it awkward for long sessions. It also has a thick and wide receiver, which makes it feel bulkier than its classic model, so you are not getting a comfortable experience. If something goes wrong, the aftermarket support is also very limited. Finding replacement parts is hard, so you have to struggle to find them if something breaks. The trigger on the 887 Nitro Mag is known to be one of the most unpredictable ones that often fails to reset properly, leaving shooters frustrated at the worst moment. The action release button on this shotgun is another disappointment. It's plastic made and feels too cheap. And for a shotgun that looks this rugged, you'd expect it to fire every time without fail, right? But unfortunately, this is not the case with this one. It has been reported to misfire many times on a trigger pull. It was because of the faulty firing pin that the gun might not fire at all. Not exactly what you want from a shotgun that's supposed to be reliable, which is one of the reasons why many shooters keep walking past it. Number 3. Winchester Model 1911 SL. Ever wondered why a shotgun with such a big name is just sitting on shelves collecting dust? Here is why. The shotgun lacks a charging handle, which is used to chamber a round. Instead, the user had to pull back the barrel, which could cause serious injuries if it jumped back, making it extremely dangerous. Hence, the people started calling it the Widowmaker, due to its unsafe operation. To help control recoil, the gun used a fiber buffer system that didn't last long and wears out fast, giving you serious kicks every time you fire. And good luck finding its replacement parts because those are pretty limited. So if something breaks, you are stuck with it. Not only this, the buffer rings in the shotgun, which lessened the recoil during firing, often broke down, which led to much harsher recoil that literally cracks the stock. The 1911 SL also had magazine issues, as the feeding was always unreliable, causing jams and misfires. Look at the stock and it will feel like it's made from solid walnut, but it was actually laminated birch, which delaminates in wet weather, making it more of a trouble. And the most dangerous part, it could actually fire without you even pulling the trigger. What if the barrel is pointed somewhere it shouldn't be and your shotgun fires off on its own? Scary, right? With all these poor features, it's no wonder why the Winchester Model 1911 SL is left on the racks. Number 2. Remington CTI 105. The Remington CTI 105 is one of those high-tech shotguns that should dominate the field, but when you actually shoot it, you're left all disappointed. This thing comes with reliability issues, which tend to jam all of a sudden, making users frustrated. The gun also had issues with feeding shells consistently that couldn't handle different types of ammunition, and to give this shotgun a smooth start, you need to put it through a few hundred rounds of heavy, expensive ammo so it runs reliably right from the start. The new turbo feed bottom loading system was one of the most hyped features of this shotgun that was built to make reloading smoother and faster, but what turned out was something that nobody expected. Instead of smooth reloads, the process was awkward, as the angle at which you have to insert the shell was very awkward, which slows you down. Not only this, you can also expect misfeeds and feeding issues that further complicate the process. The manufacturers tried to fix the issues and launched a second version called the CTI2, which was better, but it still had cycling problems. The price is not cheap either. So, what's the use of this shotgun if it can't deliver the performance needed? As most shooters don't want a shotgun that demands patience, that's exactly why the Remington CTI 105 ended up being on shelves. Number 1. Saltwood Brownings. Who wouldn't stop by a shotgun with a Brownings name on it? Of course, everyone, but nobody is taking the Saltwood Browning home, as behind all its attractive features lies one big problem. Back in the late 1960s, salt was used in their walnut stocks to speed up the drying process. The idea was to produce more guns in less time, but it didn't play nice. The wood started attracting moisture, resulting in corrosion on the metal parts of the firearm, affecting the gun's overall functionality. The corrosion starts from the inside and can slowly damage the entire gun, making it hard to stop once it starts. By the early 1970s, Browning recognized this issue and stopped using it in their stocks, but till that time, many models were already in service, causing problems for owners due to the rust issues. So shooters are not taking the risk of buying these shotguns, as fixing the Saltwood gun can be expensive, which involves replacing the entire stock. Who knows the shotgun you're eyeing is from the Saltwood era? You can only know if you are an expert. So instead of just wasting their money, most people just walk away, and that is exactly why this shotgun is seen lying on the shelves. Yes, appearance isn't enough to attract buyers, but what's really going on inside is truly what matters. So the next time you see any of these guns lying on the shelves, you will instantly know why they are sitting untouched. It's the long list of flaws that make shooters walk right past. Thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. See you soon next time with more exciting videos. Take care and see you.